Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 5, Class 12, Science 7, Senior High School, 10 Padang. Now, we will present explain text about Aurora. But first of all, let me introduce the member group. The first, it's me, Khairatinnisa Putri Zalni.
I am Maharani Rizki Azinta.
And I am Maharani Ghifari.
Okay, the first material will be read by myself. In here, we have a picture Aurora. From the picture, we can explain what is Aurora. Aurora or polar light is a natural phenomenon that produces glowing and dancing beams of light in the night sky on the ionosphere layer of a planet as a result of the interaction between the planets and charged particles emitted by the sun or solar wind. This phenomenon can only be enjoyed in countries far from the equator. One of the countries whose natural phenomenon are good to see is New Zealand. And next, on Earth, aurora occur in the area around its magnetic north sun pole. Aurora in the sky at the sun pole is called aurora australis, and aurora in the sky at the north pole of the Earth is called aurora borealis. And then next, aurora that occur in the north and are known as the aurora borealis, named after the Roman goddess of the dawn, and the Greek name for the north wind, borealis. This is because in aurora, the aurora often appears on the northern as if the sun will rise from the direction. The aurora borealis always occurs between September, October, March, and April. The aurora phenomenon is in the sun known as aurora australis. His familiar characteristics, but sometimes aurora appear on mountain tops in tropical climates. Terry will be read by Maharani Rizki Azinta. For Maharani Rizki Azinta, time is.
Okay, thank you. Auroras and the solar wind. The activity that creates auroras begins on the sun. The sun is a ball of superhot gases made of electrically charged particles called ions. The ions, which continuously stream from the sun's surface, are called the solar wind. As solar wind approaches the Earth, it meets the Earth's magnetic field. Without this magnetic field protecting this planet, the solar wind would blow away Earth's fragile atmosphere, preventing a life. Most of the solar wind is blocked by the magnetosphere, and the ions force around the planet continue to travel farther into the solar system. Although most of the solar wind is blocked by the magnetosphere, some of the ions become briefly trapped in ring-shaped holding areas around the planet. These areas in a region of the atmosphere called the ionosphere are centered around the Earth's geomagnetic poles. The geomagnetic poles mark the tidal axis of the Earth's magnetic field. They lie about 1,300 kilometers and 800 miles from the geographic poles, but are slowly moving. In the ionosphere, the ion of the solar wind collide with atoms of oxygen and nitrogen from the Earth's atmosphere. The energy released during this collision causes a colorful glowing halo around the poles and aurora. Most auroras happen about 97 until 100 kilometers, 60 until 20 miles above the Earth's surface. The most active auroras happen when the solar wind is the strongest. The solar wind is usually fairly constant, but solar weather, the heating and cooling of different parts of the sun, can change daily. Solar weather is often measured in sunspots. Sunspots are the coldest part of the sun and it appear as dark blobs on its white hot surface. Solar flares and coronal mass ejection are associated with sunspots. Solar flares and coronal mass ejections are sudden, extract bursts of energy in the solar wind. Sunspot activity is tracked over an 11-year cycle. Bright, consistent auroras are most visible during the height of sunspot activity.
Okay, thanks for Rani. The last material will be read Muhammad Arya Ghifari. For Muhammad Arya Ghifari, time is yours.
Thank you. Some increased activity in the solar wind happen during every equinox. The regular fluctuation are known as magnetic storm. Magnetic storm can lead to auroras being seen in the mid-lactus during the time around the spring autumn, autumnal equinox. Aurora has been visible as far south as the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. Magnetic storm and active aurora can sometimes interface with communication. They can disrupt radio and radar signal. Intense magnetic storm can even disable communication satellites. Coloring and aurora. The coloring of the aurora vary depending and on altitude and the kind of atom involved. If ion strike oxygen, atom high in the atmosphere. The interaction produce a red glow. The unusual aurora, the most familiar display, a green until yellow hue, occur in ion strike. Oxygen at lower altitude, reddish and bluish light. Then often appears in the low figure of the aurora is production by ion striking atom. In ion striking, hydrogen and helium atom can produce blue and purple aurora. Although our eyes can rarely detect the part of the electromagnetic spectrum. To find to find out more about the mysterious light display, science have launched satellites specially designed to study aurora until 2005. NASA imager from magnetopause to Aurora Global Exploration. Satellite use ultraviolet and radio wave to study auroras and how they are formed. So the conclusion of the aurora is aurora is the natural light display the shimmer in the sky, colorful red, blue, yellow, green, and orange light significantly and change shape like softly blowing curtain. Aurora are only visible at night and usually only appear in the lower polar region. Are visible almost every night near the Arctic and Antarctic Circle, which are about 66.5 degrees north and south of equator. In the north, the display is called aurora borealis of north light. In the south, is called aurora australis or south light. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for Arya. And that's all we can explain about Aurora. If there is a mistake, we are really sorry. We hope this explanation text can be useful for everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.